Welcome everybody to today's 1 million by 1 million strategy roundtable for entrepreneurs. As all of you who are here today know, at least superficially, that the 1 million by 1 million initiative aims to help 1 million entrepreneurs reach $1 million in annual revenue and beyond by 2020, thereby creating $1 trillion in global GDP and 10 million jobs. It is an ambitious, audacious plan, mission. However, ideas like these tend to stir up energy and momentum around the world, as we have seen in our work over the last couple of years. And we have got tremendous support and tremendous energy behind the project. So many of you who are here today will meet some of the people who are working behind the scenes, the ones who are in the room: Maureen, Irina, Ken. I'm not sure who else is in the room. Whoever else from the 1 million by 1 million team, please introduce yourselves in the group chat. And also we have a large number of entrepreneurs who are part of this community, who are leveraging the resources that we have been able to bring together. Now, today's session, typically in these sessions, we tend to do up to 5 entrepreneur pitches, and then we do, if there is time, we do Q&A. Now, we generally, if we have 5 presenters, we don't have a lot of time for Q&A, but I realize that there's a lot of people in our community right now who are considering joining the 1 million by 1 million premium program, and they need to talk to us. So we decided this next week onwards, we have absolutely packed sessions, and we're going to have limited time for Q&A on the program. So this session we opened up to do largely Q&A. I'm going to give you some material, some reference material that's going to help you navigate our resources, but largely I want to do Q&A today. So there's going to be a little bit of a formal presentation, but mostly today's session is an interactive session for you. So the session is being recorded, and it will be available for you to listen or to forward and share with other people. If you are on Twitter, please follow @Sramana and @1M by 1M. These are our 2 Twitter handles, and we provide a lot of content through Twitter and a lot of pointers to resources. So strongly recommend that you follow our Twitter handles. And also, if you are live tweeting the session today, we will be live tweeting the session. Maureen will be live tweeting the session from @1M by 1M. If you're live tweeting, please use the hashtag 1M and CC @1M by 1M, so that Maureen gets to know that you are live tweeting something that you want to be retweeted, and they'll do that. By the way, we have a very extensive Twitter strategy, and last week, if you were not here last week, we talked about our Twitter strategy. We did a tutorial on how 1 million by 1 million, the 1 million by 1 million community can use our Twitter channel. So if you have missed that show, please go and take a look at it, because it has important material that would be useful for you in building your business. We basically talked about how to use Twitter for lead generation. Now, I have a very nice announcement to make. One of our premium members, Ajit Narayanan, of a company called Avaz, is a 1 million by 1 million premium member. He has just been named in one of the world's top 35 innovators for 2011 by the MIT Tech Review. We are very, very proud of Ajit and his achievement. He's working on a speech-based application for helping for education applications to help learning disability people. So whether it's people with autism or cerebral palsy or stroke, people who have difficulty communicating, Ajit has invented technology, speech-based technology, to assist these kinds of people, and he's getting great momentum in terms of PR and great recognition, and he's planning a very interesting company. He's working on a very interesting product launch for this fall. So we're very, very proud of Ajit's accomplishment. Congratulations, Ajit. I don't think he's in the room, but he was at the private roundtable yesterday, and we had a chance to chat in person as well as work on his business. So again, I just want to share with you this news, and if you have a chance on Twitter or by email, please congratulate Ajit for his accomplishment. Okay, I am also going to take you through a few points that are recommended readings for entrepreneurs from our blog. And this is in the vein of the kinds of questions we get and answering some of the issues that are coming up in our work with entrepreneurs. And then I'm going to also do a segment for incubators. So one of the pieces that I recommend you read is Irina's piece called The Myth About Seed Funding. And the reason we want you to read this is we continue to see expectations amongst entrepreneurs that you put together a few slides and you can just walk into an investor's office and you will get funding. This just does not happen. Today investors expect that you're going to do a lot of homework, a lot of bootstrapped company building before anybody will even think about investing in your company. So we want you to do that homework, and we would like to support you in doing that homework, because as you go out to raise seed funding, we believe if you follow this 1 million by 1 million methodology, you would have a much higher chance of success, and you will not join the 99% plus reject pile that builds up every day in every part of the world, including Silicon Valley, as far as rejected deals are concerned. So please take a look at this piece. It covers some important points. It's something that you should be aware of if you are thinking about raising money. The second point, again, in the vein of raising equity money, is a piece called How Not to Sell Equity Too Cheap, Too Soon. There is a phenomenon going on in the startup business today where certain constituencies of people, organizations, are charging a lot of equity for very little money. So you could get into a situation where an incubator is going to offer to invest $15,000 in your company for 6% of your company, or maybe $25,000 for 6% of your company, or $50,000 for 15% of your company. These numbers are extremely, extremely expensive equity. And you are essentially selling your company too cheap, too soon. You're diluting yourself at a rate that is not sustainable in the long run. See, the problem is if you lose control of your company, the way to maintain control of your company is to make sure that you have enough ownership in your company. If you start selling equity too cheap too soon, you are going to need to potentially raise additional rounds of financing. And at that point, you're going to lose gradually more and more of the control that you have on your company. And this is the point where investors are able to take your company away from you. You can get fired from your own company. I have this experience, by the way. I'm speaking to you from experience. I did sell in one of my companies very early on. I was young and I was inexperienced. I did sell equity too cheap, too soon. And I got fired from my own company right after I raised a big chunk of venture capital. So this is like hard earned, heartfelt lesson that I want to share with you, and I don't want that to happen to you. So take a look at this piece, and again, in 1 million by 1 million, we work for the entrepreneurs. So we make sure that we try to make sure that such things don't happen to you if you follow our methodology. Now, the third point that I want to make for entrepreneurs is you need to learn how to become a fundable entrepreneur. There are certain things investors are looking for in entrepreneurs that qualify them to be fundable. So how to become a fundable entrepreneur is something that you need to have a clear understanding of to enhance your success, enhance the probability of your success in a fundraising process. So this is again something that we have a lot of experience on, and we can guide you through the gaps that you may have in your business and work through those details so that you can then become fundable entrepreneur. Here's another piece that is getting a lot of readership on our blog, so I just wanted to bring this to your attention. It is a mathematical analysis of what it costs to get an MBA versus what it costs to go through 1 million by 1 million. Now, 1 million by 1 million is largely a free program, and then the premium program that we have built, I will talk about the premium program, what to expect from the premium program slightly later in the show, but we only charge a $1,000 annual membership fee. Now, if you contrast that with a 1-year Harvard Business School MBA or an INSEAD MBA or a Stanford MBA, we're talking about, close to $100,000 a year. On top of that, so let's say you're in a 2-year MBA program and you are, spending close to $200,000 on tuition and expenses, you have to also account for the fact that you have foregone income during that time. So if you add all that up, we're talking about at least $250,000 to $300,000, $400,000 of investment in that 2-year period, and very often people come out with big debt. This actually stands on the way of your being able to be an entrepreneur. If you're carrying a large debt burden, it would be very difficult for you to be able to jump into an entrepreneurship career because you are going to need to work without salary and bootstrap your venture before you can raise funding and get to a salaried situation. So, income situation. So paying debt at that point becomes very difficult. So this MBA versus 1M, 1M is a topic that is getting a lot of play, a lot of readership, and a lot of discussion right now. And it is part of the broader discussion that is happening in America today that higher education has become much too expensive. Even college costs are prohibitively expensive, and people are starting to wonder, how do you justify what you're getting versus what you need to get in terms of education versus the payoff, especially given the youth unemployment rate that America is facing today. So again, points to ponder, points to think about, but I personally am not against education. I'm very much in favor of education, but I'm not very much in favor of these very, expensive education that hinders you for many, many years, that kind of shackles you for many, many years, especially to a debt burden. Okay, I'm going to go through a similar set of recommended readings for incubators. We may have, I don't know, do we have incubators in the room today? If you are, please introduce yourselves. I know we have a large number of incubators in our community who are evaluating 1 million by 1 million in various forms. So what we are trying to do with 1 million by 1 million in our work with incubators, in our work with regional economic development agencies, is to really bring the knowledge that we have accumulated in Silicon Valley to a much broader geographical range, to a much broader range of entrepreneurs, and to a much broader range of ecosystem players who are trying to help entrepreneurs. So one of the typical, in our conversations with the incubators, and the economic development agencies, one of the things we're hearing often is that, if you have technology entrepreneurs in your region, they're often moving out of the region to go to Silicon Valley because they believe that that's the only way they can actually be successful as technology entrepreneurs. Now, this is not entirely true because Silicon Valley is a very expensive place. Yes, there are many advantages to Silicon Valley, but it's also very competitive and it is very expensive. So you may want to take a rain check on that assumption So if you are in a region, and if you're managing entrepreneurs in a region, trying to help entrepreneurs in a region that is experiencing brain drain of technology entrepreneurs, please take a look at this piece and start engaging with 1 million by 1 million at a deeper level, so that we can help you check some of that brain drain, because we believe in distributed economic development. We believe in entrepreneurship development that happens in every part of the world. We're working with a group, an incubator in Maine right now, and we actually have premium member from that incubator. And I was talking to the guy Don Gooding, who is part of that incubator, who has interfaced with 1 million by 1 million. And Don was saying that all total in his incubator, he sees maybe about 30 deals a year, 30 entrepreneurship deals a year, and of which maybe at best 10 are fundable at any level. So this is a region, if it needs to do entrepreneurship development, it is really going to need to get its act together and get the 30 deals that are coming into their incubator better groomed, so that those can become fundable or become bootstrapped success stories, or actually not or, and they will need to build a better pipeline of entrepreneurs within their constituency. So these are the kinds of things that we deal with in our work with the incubators and regional economic development agencies. Now, this question to incubators in different regions is kind of a rhetorical question. Is your region full of savvy entrepreneurs? The answer is no. I just gave you the example of Maine. We work with all sorts of other geographies. Omaha, Nebraska is not full of savvy entrepreneurs. Louisiana, Idaho, these are not necessarily full of savvy entrepreneurs. We're working with Malaysia, not a region full of savvy entrepreneurs. Working with Latin America, not a region full of savvy entrepreneurs. So the question is, if you don't have a region full of savvy entrepreneurs, which very few regions do, Silicon Valley is one of them. There is a good corridor in New York. There's a good corridor in Boston, in the Boston area. There's some concentration in Austin, Texas, Seattle, Bangalore. But this is an issue that you have to deal with if you're trying to do regional economic development. You need to build a pipeline of entrepreneurs, and we have all sorts of mechanisms through which we can help you do that. Okay, the next topic that we have identified as one that incubators are interested in addressing is how to scale mentoring. Especially if you're in a remote region, somewhat disconnected from the entrepreneurship hubs of the world, you probably don't have a lot of savvy entrepreneurs successful entrepreneurs, experienced entrepreneurs who can mentor the next generation of entrepreneurs. So this is where we can really help you through the 1 million by 1 million program. Again, I will go into the details of the program in a minute. But please, if you're trying to scale mentoring, please consider the resources we are making available to you. And even if you have maybe 5 mentors and you need to work with 500 entrepreneurs, it's just not viable to have 5 entrepreneurs work with 5 mentors work with 500 entrepreneurs. You're going to need to scale that. So our recommendation is you groom the 500 through 1 million by 1 million, and then at that point, they will have a certain base level of sophistication already, and then you can assign them to mentors, local mentors or regional mentors who can take them to the next level. So scalability is important, and that's something we can provide you with 1 million by 1 million, primarily because we have a scalable self-service curriculum that's based on video lectures and case studies. And I will tell you a lot more about that curriculum slightly later in the show. Now, here's another piece that I recommend that you take a look at: how to access Silicon Valley's tribal knowledge. You see, Silicon Valley if you work in Silicon Valley, if you have access to the inner circle of Silicon Valley, there's a tremendous amount of knowledge that kind of floats in the air. You know, you go to a networking event, you meet somebody who will offer to have coffee with you, or whom you can convince to have coffee with you. You can, gradually piece together this tribal knowledge that floats in the air. But there has been so far, until 1 million by 1 million, there has been absolutely no effort to bring together all this tribal knowledge into a portable, easily digestible system, curriculum, which a large number of people around the world can access and digest in a reasonable, finite form factor. So we have addressed this issue of packaging Silicon Valley's tribal knowledge and making it available to you in a scalable format. And that is actually the genesis of the 1 million by 1 million program. I started doing this collection of case studies of successful entrepreneurs and figuring out by sitting down with them what they're willing to share in terms of their knowledge and what they've learned, what best practices they've learned 6 years ago, back in 2006. So it has taken me a long time to bring together this body of knowledge and then synthesize it into video lectures and case studies that you can use. Let's say you decide that you want to put in 50 to 60 hours or even 100 hours. We probably have about 100 hours worth of curriculum material right now in the program. In that 100 hours, you're going to learn so much of what entrepreneurs before you have done and become successful with or have failed with. Some entrepreneurs are sharing experiments that have failed for them, and you can learn from their mistakes as well. So this is an incredible body of content. It's an incredible body of knowledge. And I strongly encourage you to take advantage of it. Okay, so while we're on the subject, let me take you quickly through what you can expect in the 1 million by 1 million program, and then the rest of the session is going to be all Q&A. So one thing I want to point you to, by the way, the 1 million by 1 million site is 1m1m.sramanamitra.com. And the first thing I want you to do is take the 1 million by 1 million self-assessment and calibrate yourself. This is a 9-question framework through which you can assess yourself. And if you're a premium member taking the test, you have curriculum modules attached to every single piece of this through which you can get plug the holes in your knowledge base. As you're working through the self-assessment, go through the curriculum modules that are referred in the self-assessment, and you will be able to plug the different holes that you may have, which most people have holes in their businesses. And you have access to that material. Now, this, as I said, the site is 1m1m.sramanamitra.com. So let me start you off with all the different resources, starting from the very basic free resources all the way up to the premium program. The blog, the sramanamitra.com blog, is the blog that supports the 1 million by 1 million program. And you will have a tremendous amount of content there, including case studies, interviews with thought leaders, interviews with entrepreneurs. All the case studies that are actually used in the premium program are available for free in the blog series. However, it's not synthesized to the extent that the premium program is synthesized, and the video lectures and all that are not available in the blog. There is some amount of synthesis in the Entrepreneur Journeys book series, and you would get synthesized case studies in that book series. And the books are Entrepreneur Journeys Volume 1, which is a selection of about 12 case studies. You will see that we follow a philosophy of building businesses block by block by block. What we're trying to do is teach you how to put one foot before the other and learn the mechanics of how to build a business. You see, we cannot teach you how to be lucky. So you will never find a single case study in 1 million by 1 million where we feature somebody who's been lucky. because there's nothing to learn from luck. Luck is not a repeatable event. So we take the philosophy of building businesses block by block by block. We teach you how to do the right things. And then, of course, if luck hits you, you can swing, for the fences, but you will have the framework in place to harness that luck when luck hits you. Entrepreneur Journeys Volume 2 focuses specifically on bootstrapping. Bootstrapping, Weapon of Mass Reconstruction is the name of the book. It is one of the core philosophies of 1 million by 1 million. We really believe in lean, capital efficient startups powered by efficient creative bootstrapping. There's a tremendous amount of material in the curriculum on bootstrapping. Entrepreneur Journeys Volume 3 is positioning, how to test, validate, and bring your idea to market. Positioning is a volume that focuses on how to really zero in on a market segment and bring your product to market efficiently without committing a crime that I want to always caution you against. And we call it spray and pray. We don't want you to spray and pray. This is one of the mantras of 1 million by 1 million. You have to position your product, your service, your value proposition very sharply. We really believe in laser sharp positioning, and bring your product to market efficiently without spending too much money. That's the philosophy. And the fourth volume is Innovation Need of the Hour. So you have the 4 volumes of Entrepreneur Journeys available on Amazon and Kindle internationally. All over the world, you can access the Amazon and Kindle books. In India, it is also available through Flipkart, and the first 2 volumes are available through some select bookstores. So the blog is at sramanamitra.com, and as I said, it's entirely free. Then we have these free 1 million by 1 million strategy roundtables like this one. However, we are not following our standard format at today's roundtable. We will resume the standard format next week onwards. So for those of you who are contemplating coming to pitch me at a free 1 million by 1 million strategy roundtable, what you can expect is that you will have about 5 minutes to pitch your business or your idea or your strategy to me. And then I will dialogue with you, ideally, 3 to 5 minutes. So less time you take to pitch, the more time you will have to interact. So altogether, we allocate about 10 minutes per entrepreneur. And in the 5 to 7 minutes that you have after your pitch, you and I are going to discuss your business. And I recommend that you think through what specific questions that you want to dialogue with me on and get my feedback on ahead of time, which will make your interaction with me more effective. Okay, now we have done, in terms of these strategy roundtables, we have done over 90 of these roundtables. We have, in fact, our 100th roundtable coming up on October 6th. Over 5,000 people have attended. I have coached personally over 400 entrepreneurs. And all these roundtable recordings are available. You can go to the page, the strategy roundtable page on 1 million by 1 million, the free roundtable page, and you can access these recordings and listen to sessions in the past to get a flavor of what kind of conversations we have. These are, obviously, since we've done 100 roundtables almost, this is a very popular program, and a lot of people have benefited from it. Now, in the premium program, what we have done is taken this experience of extensively working with early stage entrepreneurs and created a curriculum that addresses the most important commonly asked questions and addressing some of the common problems of early stage entrepreneurs. So we have developed an extensive methodology of lean capital efficient entrepreneurship for technology startups, technology enabled services, online, internet, outsourcing, these kinds of businesses. We've developed the methodology. We've developed a curriculum supporting that methodology. And we also do a lot of connecting the dots, business development. So we connect you to investors, we connect you to potential channel partners, strategic partners. We connect you to potential advisors. We connect you to customers. All sorts of business development activities go on in the 1 million by 1 million program. And we do similar sessions of strategy consulting like the free public roundtables that I just talked about, but in private forums. A lot of our entrepreneurs do not want to share their detailed strategy in a public forum like this one. And for them, we have the private roundtables, and that is only accessible to our premium members. So all this is available to you for a $1,000 annual membership fee. No equity. You don't have to sell 6% of your equity for some ridiculously low amount of money. All we ask is you become a member of the program because, like you, we are a business. We are a small startup business, and we have big ambitions, just like you. We want to be a billion-dollar company. We believe also that we provide great value, and we believe that the basis of capitalism is that you have to pay for, if you access value, you have to pay for that value. So in this case, we ask you for a small $1,000 annual membership fee to access this incredibly rich portfolio of services. So again, the site is 1m1m.sramanamitra.com. This is what the site looks like, and you have a navigation bar at the on the right, and also these pictures are little videos explaining what you can expect from the program. Also on the top right corner, you have a few navigation buttons. The premium program button gives you access to the page called What to Expect from the Premium Program, and the FAQ, the premium program description and the FAQ are must reads if you are considering joining the premium program. Reiterating the point that our methodology is lean, capital efficient, bootstrap startups. So please don't come to us and say that, oh, I have a slide deck and I'm trying to raise $5 million. We just don't believe in that. That's not going to work. So we're going to put you through the program and, reset, recalibrate your expectations. As far as the curriculum is concerned, we have 7 core modules, which I recommend all of you should go through. Bootstrapping, positioning, market sizing, customer validation, financing, customer acquisition, and team building. These are modules that you will have to deal with. These are issues that you will have to deal with in your entrepreneurial journey. And in the electives, you have modules that are aligned with the various trends in our industry today. So Web 3.0 and e-commerce, the web businesses are a big trend. We believe this is going to continue to create a tremendous amount of value and wealth around the world. 5 billion people are going to be on the internet by 2020. So in this decade, there's a tremendous opportunity to create web businesses around the world, and we know we have tremendous expertise in this area. Cloud computing and business solutions is another one where we have incredible expertise. We have been able to connect a lot of dots for our cloud entrepreneurs, especially the ones who are trying to sell to enterprises, large enterprises. We have been able to do channel deals for them. We've been able to bring them in front of very, very high-powered, high-level decision makers like the CIO of Intel, the CIO of VMware, Intuit, blah, blah, blah. These are people who are in our community as part of the Thought Leaders in Cloud Computing series that we run. So again, in cloud computing, we are very powerful. We have a lot of expertise and a great network. Outsourcing and consulting is another area which will continue to be lucrative areas to build businesses. There are different trends that are happening in that industry. The entire development of India has happened on the shoulder of outsourcing. So this is an industry that will continue to be powerful around the world. The dynamics are changing. We recommend that you take a look at that module if you're trying to build an outsourcing business. And we also connect the dots and allow our 1 million by 1 million premium members to sell their services. If you have a services business, some sort of an outsourcing business or a services business or a consulting business, we allow you to market your services within the 1 million by 1 million portfolio. And we are seeing a lot of business happening within that community on a daily basis. Other areas where we are seeing great traction: mobile and social apps, healthcare, IT, online education, all those have gaming, all these have their own dedicated modules. So just to reinforce what we have in the core curriculum and the elective modules, we have case studies of several hundred successful entrepreneurs and video lectures synthesizing those case studies. So we've made available all the video lectures and case studies within the curriculum. As I said, there's more than 100 hours of curriculum material right now, and we keep building on it. And even though the video lectures are mine, you should think about 1 million by 1 million as a program that is being taught by over 500 entrepreneurs, because all these entrepreneurs have been sitting down with me and sharing their lessons, so that you, the entrepreneurs who are coming after, are able to leverage the lessons from their trenches. This is an example of a deal that we did for a couple of our entrepreneurs to connect them to a $100 million company with almost 30 major account salespeople in North America. And our 1 million by 1 million entrepreneurs are selling through the channel of Persistent Systems. These are just examples of how we add value. This is an article that I wrote about a company in our portfolio called Orenscape. And I positioned this company to plug a gap in Google's enterprise app engine product. And I wrote an article in Read Write Web about this company, which gave them tremendous exposure and credibility in the industry. This is a page from Facebook, actually my Facebook page, where an entrepreneur came and made the comment. He just pitched at one of these roundtables. And then he came to my Facebook page and said, I had raised a substantial amount of angel financing 2 years ago, and I've burned through all of that money. I wish I had encountered 1 million by 1 million 2 years back when I had the resources to execute on this. And it's unfortunate when you have access to resources and you do the wrong things in the wrong priority order due to lack of experience. And we believe we can really help you do the right thing in the right sequence and not burn through your resources, burn through your cash. As I said, we work with a lot of incubators. Here's a partnership with the MAD incubator in Malaysia. We have a whole bunch of other partnerships in the incubator world. And the upcoming roundtables, September 8th, 15th, 22nd, and 29th, are going to be entrepreneur presentations largely. So while today we are doing largely Q&A and just pointers to a few issues that we are seeing over and over again, we are pretty overbooked for these sessions. So if you want to pitch at a free roundtable in September, please go and sign up as soon as possible. And as for as many of the roundtables as possible, so that we can find you a slot to pitch in September. And on October 6th, we have our 100th roundtable. There will be no public, no free pitches from from the community. This is going to be premium members sharing their stories of what they're doing and how they're progressing and how they're using 1 million by 1 million. We'll try to have as many premium members share their experience at the 100th roundtable. We'll also have media at this roundtable. We'll have investors, and we'll have, as many people from the 1 million by 1 million community as possible. So it's going to be an exciting event. So my public chat, by the way, is open. So you're very welcome to use the public chat to ask questions. And I'd like to spend most of the remaining time today answering your questions. So please go ahead and ask your questions. And while you're doing that, let me also highlight the 1 million by 1 million affiliate program. If you are an entrepreneurship evangelist of any kind, whether you run an entrepreneurship media company, a portal, a blog, a technology blog, a business blog, an entrepreneurship blog, you are very welcome to partner with 1 million by 1 million. We offer 10% affiliate fee for recruiting premium members to all our affiliates, and we have a pretty comprehensive set of resources that we can provide you with to help broaden the reach of the 1 million by 1 million program. Now, Michael says, good morning, my name is Michael Garner. I own tweakgeek.com and I'm joining you from Denver, Colorado. Great, welcome, Michael. Michael says, I don't know if my business model will be able to take advantage of your program. I'm in retail sales. My site isn't exactly a startup, but I do have the goal of hitting 1M in revenue in the next 2 years. What do you mean by in retail sales? You have a shop, you have a store, or you have an e-commerce site? What kind of retail are you talking about? We are extremely savvy in e-commerce, Michael. Remember I said we have a whole dedicated module called Web 3.2 and e-commerce in the 1 million by 1 million curriculum. So that is dedicated to actually e-commerce type of businesses. You are most welcome to join 1 million by 1 million. I would say we are pretty solid experts in the area of e-commerce and we can teach you a lot. Anybody else? Raju says membership is charged per company or person. My brother and me are serial entrepreneurs and successfully executed projects over 300 million in the past 10 years. How our membership will work? Raju, if you have a company right now, my recommendation would be to start with just getting a membership for the company. And typically, you can perhaps share the password. If it's inconvenient for you and your brother wants a separate password of its own, then he can get a subscription, but I would start with one subscription for the moment. And you can get a feel for the program, and then you and your brother can decide that if you want 2 subscriptions, you can have 2 subscriptions. Deborah says, realize how important focus is and delegating. Will review the info as Irina has suggested many times and do the work. Great. Actually, Deborah, you bring up a very good point. I always say, almost every session I make this point that 1 million by 1 million is like a gym membership. You can buy the membership, but you will not get any effect of the membership until you do the work. You have to do the work and you have to use the resources, leverage the resources to get value out of the program. So a gym can only help you lose weight or stay in shape if you do the work. 1 million by 1 million is very similar. Raju, your question is there one-to-one sessions with you? So the sessions are group sessions where it's very similar to the format that I described earlier today. Entrepreneurs who are signed up to be in the private roundtables, I spend one-on-one discussions with them. They present their issues, and I dialogue with them on specific issues, whether it's customer acquisition or financing strategy or team building strategy, whatever issue that you want to discuss with me. I'll do that with you in the time that you have allocated. We spend typically about 10-15 minutes per entrepreneur per session, but the session is a roundtable format like this. It's the exact same format as this session, except we actually have the premium members on video who are presenting. So it's a video conference, but there will be other premium members listening to your session. See, the philosophy of 1 million by 1 million is that it's a case study based learning opportunity. So just like, let's say you are participating in a private roundtable and you are one of the entrepreneurs who's in interactive mode working with me on your venture, just like you are learning from that interaction, we want the other people in the room who are listening to the session to learn from that interaction. Because a lot of these issues, as you hear, case study after case study, and these are not just theoretical case studies, these are real case studies of real people getting their hands dirty. Everybody learns. It's a collective learning. and we help each other. You know, the people in the room are also contributing to with ideas and so on and so forth. That's the format. So there is no one-on-one session in that. I'm not going to do private coaching on the phone with you, or you know, not a private one-on-one video conference. But these are, you know, the way we, if you listen to any of the recordings of our public roundtables on the site, you will see exactly how the pitches work. And that is pretty much the format we follow in the premium program, except it's members only and it's private. We don't make the recordings available to the public. Does that answer your question, Raju? Great. Anybody else? Any other question? So while we're waiting for other questions, I'm just going to cover one more, a couple of more things here that I haven't covered yet. One of them is a quick second on the Vision India 2020 book and the Vision India 2020 module in 1 million by 1 million. Those of you who are either in India or are interested in doing business in India, no matter what part of the world you're in, Vision India 2020 is a collection of $45 billion business ideas that leverage India in some form or the other, whether it's tapping into the Indian market, the Indian consumer, or using India as a production backend to cater to global demand. There are a number of great business ideas that are fleshed out in a lot of detail. So essentially, I've been making notes about the business opportunities in India for 16 years. And I essentially decided to publish my notebook, but I wrote it as business fiction set in 2020. This is the first business fiction book ever written. Just like you write science fiction or read science fiction, this is a business fiction book, as if we are sitting in 2020 and looking back at building these billion-dollar companies, and it goes into the nuances of strategy. In each of these cases, the ideas and the strategies that were applied to build the businesses. So in that sense, it's kind of like a futuristic retrospective. It's a very cool book, very easy to read, and I would say quite inspiring. So if you are looking at India, please feel free to read it. I would go even so far as to say any developing market that you're working in, you could apply a lot of these business ideas on many of the developing countries, whether it's Latin America or Africa or East Asia, Eastern Europe. There are a variety of places where you can apply these ideas. And finally, we have a lot of partners around the world whom we work with to make 1 million by 1 million possible. And some of these partners are on your screen. Read Write Web is a media partner, Microsoft BizSpark. Often we host meetups in Bangalore with Microsoft Bangalore at their office. We had one last week where we had almost 50 people at this session. We work with the MIT Club of Northern California and the Association of MIT Alumni. That's my alma mater. Startup America Partnership, Indian Angel Network, various Thai chapters all over the world, the MAD Incubator in Malaysia, Persistent Systems, and so forth. And of course, VView is our technology partner. That's the technology you're using today to attend this call. Okay, let me see. Arlene is asking, who would you recommend to approach to sponsor the first level Israeli startups for the 1M by 1M program? Arlene, I think the best would be if you approach some of the VCs who do seed stage investment in the Israeli ecosystem. You know, Gemini or Benchmark Israel. There's a whole lot of firms who, you know, Benamu, Global Ventures, a whole bunch of firms in Israel who operate in the seed capital ecosystem. And Israel also has a very extensive angel investor network. So you could approach all of those to sponsor for several Israeli startups for the 1 million by 1 million program. Let's see, anybody else? And by the way, Arlene, most of those funds that I mentioned, they all know 1 million by 1 million. So you would be able to, get resonance quite quickly. By the way, folks, Arlene is organizing our roundtable next week. Arlene is one of our affiliate partners in Israel. And next week, we are doing an Israel specific roundtable. We're going to see a bunch of pitches from Israel. And I have to say that we are way oversold for the program in terms of pitch slots. So we may have to move some of the people who have signed up to pitch to the following session. And I doubt if we have any time next week to do any Q&A. So please go ahead and ask your questions today. And by the way, if you are considering joining the 1 million by 1 million premium program and still need to talk to somebody, first and foremost, you should go through the website, the what to expect from the premium program and the FAQ pages. And then if you still have more questions, you can call Irina. Irina, if you could put your phone number on the group chat, please. That would be great. Jessica says, well, greetings from Buenos Aires. We have a new accelerator, so I hope more entrepreneurs will be on next sessions. That is fantastic. Jessica, I have to tell you, I have a very soft corner for Buenos Aires. I have spent a lot of time there. I lived for a month in Buenos Aires in 1999. And I would love to see, I would love to work more with the Argentinian entrepreneurs and develop a closer relationship with the Buenos Aires entrepreneurship community. So absolutely, we look forward to working with you. And please, Jessica, consider becoming an affiliate partner of 1 million by 1 million so that you can, we can together build the Buenos Aires ecosystem in a more aggressive way. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you for your comments. She says excellent info and presentation. Thank you. Anybody else? Any other questions? Yes, Maureen is asking, one of the entrepreneurs who has registered to pitch next week asks if you can help with finding investors for her startup in Israel. Absolutely. We are very well connected in the Israeli startup scene. Anybody else? There are some people, some names that I see in the room that I don't think we've heard from. Kimbra, I don't think we've heard from you. Please introduce yourself. We have heard a little bit from Emmanuel. Emmanuel is from Nigeria. Please tell us more of what's going on in Nigeria, Emmanuel. I'd love to learn what's going on there and better integrate your efforts with ours. Srinivasan, where are you joining from and what are you working on? Chris, tell us more. Tell us more about what's going on. Where are you joining from? What are you working on? Lionel, same thing. I don't think we've met before. Joel, we just spoke with Arlene. Udi, we have met you before, but please feel free to talk about what you're up to. Jessica, we just talked to. Deborah, we just talked to. Ramki is a premium member. Ramki, if you have any comments, please feel free to share. Ramki is in Atlanta. Adam, I believe, is in Washington, D.C. and heard about us from Startup America. Adam, do tell us what you're working on. What's your project? Maureen, of course, is the organizer of this session. Irina is one of the 1 million by 1 million ambassadors. Irina, please put your phone number in the public chat if you would. Raju, we've already talked to today. Michael, we've talked to also. And Ken is one of the 1 million by 1 million ambassadors. Any other questions, folks? Okay, I'm going through your comments, just one moment. Srinivasan says, this is Srinivasan, I'm from Bangalore and part of Mobisir Technologies, a mobile learning startup, attended first time and plan to attend public roundtable. Great. Ramki says, I'm going through the curriculum. So far it is very useful. Excellent. Ramki, you need to see the Vision India 2020. Yeah, that all the material is available in the curriculum itself. Also, folks, those of you who are going to have further questions beyond this roundtable, you can call Irina. Her phone number is here. Joel says, thanks for the presentation. It's great info. We're a tech-heavy founder team. How can your program help us find team members who are more skilled in marketing? We can help you find team members, but what we are going to do primarily is teach you how to do your own marketing. You know, I think we have a very, very sophisticated curriculum in being able to teach you how to navigate your way through the early startup process, early stage startup process. And we love tech-heavy founding teams because you can build your products yourselves. And a lot of the types of marketing you're going to be doing are online marketing. And pretty much we can teach you everything you need to do, and you can execute it yourselves. And you can hire, in some cases, low-cost people, in some cases, you know, interns and so forth to execute on some of these strategies. But first and foremost, I would like you, Joel, to join the 1 million by 1 million program and go through the curriculum, understand positioning, understand customer acquisition, understand customer validation. And I think you are going to enhance your knowledge so much by doing that. It's a better strategy, in my opinion, especially for intelligent people like yourself. I think you can pick up what you need to pick up through the curriculum. This is actually one of the reasons why we created 1 million by 1 million, is to empower a much larger number of technology heavy founding teams or technology heavy entrepreneurs who, without having to go through an MBA program or some sort of a marketing program, can very quickly become successful entrepreneurs. By the way, Joel, just to give you a reference point, I am a computer scientist from MIT myself. I do not have a business degree. Everything I have done in my career as a businesswoman is self-taught. So I speak from experience. We are the technology bunch. We are a very, very intelligent lot, and we have tremendous capacity to learn. I am very confident that I can teach you what you need to learn. Srinivasan, same answer to you as well. You know, I'd rather intelligent people learn the tricks of the trade than trying to go hire additional people, because that costs money, that costs equity, that costs cash, blah, blah, blah. All those are hard about, all those are harder to do things. But you will also recruit people. And we are continuously getting pings from people who want to join teams, you know, marketing people or business people who want to join technology teams, and we can make those connections as well. But first and foremost, I want you to learn what you need to learn, and that's already in the program. Srinivasan, I'm not sure more. Well, can you, I don't understand your question. More HOE techies need to go about marketing. What does that mean? You probably mistyped something, and it reads as gobbledygook to me. So explain what you're asking. Kimbra, meanwhile, hello Sramana, I keep following your program. As we have discussed on your program, my custom photo gifting web-based business is growing, and I'm very interested in the networking connections available through you and your program. Okay, I guess you're still typing, Kimbra. Yes, we have seen your project once, absolutely. So Srinivasan, if you can retype your question, and Kimbra, I think you're still asking a question. Please go ahead and type. Srinivasan saying, thanks, we'll read your books and come back for public pitch to start. That would be just fine. Kimra says, I don't really have any question at this time. I will be in touch with you, Sramana. Thank you very much. Great. All right. Looks like we are done with the questions. Udi says, hi from Udi. Thanks. Glad to see people from all over the world. And Udi, you are in Jerusalem or Tel Aviv? You're in Israel, right? Again, you know, over the years, I've done a lot of business with people from Israel, and I've actually consulted quite a lot in Israel as well. I've been to Israel several times on consulting assignments. So very familiar with Israel, have a great respect for what's happening in Israel and how a tiny nation surrounded by war and chaos has done so much in entrepreneurship. It's really a lesson to learn, and huge fans of the work of your culture. Anybody else? Any other questions or comments? If not, folks, we'll see you next week. The premium members, we have our private roundtable next week. You're very welcome to attend and pitch. Please be in touch with Maureen. And we'll also have a public roundtable on Thursday. And all of you who are planning to pitch in September, please go ahead and sign up. And I suggest sign up for multiple roundtables so that Maureen can find you a slot soon enough. Lionel says, this is Lionel, my company is US based and I'm living in France. Okay, tell us more. What kind of a company are you working on, and what can we do for you? And also, Lionel, where in France are you based? Okay, folks, last few minutes of Q&A. Lionel says, I'm in the countryside, few miles east from Paris. Okay, sounds like a great life. I love Paris. I was just in France in July. Not in Paris this time, spent a week in Provence. Thank you, Ken, for your comments and your continued support. Ken, by the way, also runs a blog where he's profiling a bunch of premium entrepreneurs, premium 1 million by 1 million entrepreneurs. So if you're a premium entrepreneur and you're looking for accessing some of our affiliate partners, you should contact Ken. Actually, you can contact Maureen or Ken, either one of them. Lionel says, I'm in Semantic IT 3.0 software. Well, come and pitch at one of the roundtables. I'd be delighted to work with you. Or if you want a private audience, just sign up for the premium program and work with me in the private roundtable. Okay, everybody. Looks like that's all for today, unless anybody else wants to comment. Does anybody else want to say anything or ask anything? Or introduce yourself? right. Well, folks, I will turn off the session today, and we will see you next week. Same time, same place. You will have the join link over blog and email next week, and we will see you at 8 a.m. Pacific time next Thursday, September 8th. Bye bye, everybody. You're very welcome, Michael. Thanks, Joel.